What's up, guys, and thanks for joining me. This is the Whiteboard Breakdown for May 5th. So your equipment for today, you will need 2 dumbbells or 2 kettlebells. If you don't have 2, 1 will work just fine. And if you do have a barbell, we can also work that in instead of having the 2 dumbbells or kettlebells. For our warm-up today, we're gonna have 2 rounds of these exercises. Starting off with 5 reps of burpees. Everybody knows the burpee. We're coming down into a squat, kicking our feet out into a push-up, stand up, clap at the top. Okay, we have 5 burpees. You can take your time on that first round, just getting through that range of motion. Then we have 6 deadlifts. So if I have my single bell, I'm going to hinge, tap the ground, stand all the way back up. Remember to keep that back flat, and we're just trying to get through that range of motion since we have some deadlifts in the actual workout. Next, we have plank circles. So these circles are going to be around your wrist. So we're going to do in each direction 7. Okay, so you go right, left, going back and forth, trying to keep that plank position as well. If you need to, you can go on the knees there and just kind of work the shoulders, making sure they're pressed out nice and strong, and we're just working our wrists and shoulders. Next one we have is a combination of a few things. Have a high knee pull to get into our glute. Step back lunge, and then we're going to twist to that top leg, stay on that same leg, and do another rep of that high knee pull and twist. We have 8 per leg there. And we have sumo squats. My feet are going to be a little wider than my normal squat with my toes flared out slightly so I can get into my groin. As I come down, I'm going to do a 3-second negative and then stand it up. Just trying to really press my knees out so that my groin can get a nice stretch. Last one here, we have a plank into down dog. On this first round, hang out here so you can pedal your feet, get a good hamstring stretch, and then we're just going back and forth from plank to down dog, just trying to open up our chest and shoulders as well as we press into that down dog. Okay, after we finish the down dog to plank, we go back up to the top for one more round, and then we'll go into a little bit of mobility. So for this one, we're going to open up our chest and shoulders. I'm going to keep my hips right at my knees. From here, I'm going to arch my butt up. I'm going to move my chest and arms out. I'm going to reach as far as I can out in front. I'm going to hold here for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to do the same thing, walking my hands to the left, hold for 30 seconds, and then the same thing on the right. Again, just trying to open up my lats and chest. Then we're going to do twisted cross. So twisted cross is going to get a good stretch from my chest here. So arms out to a T. I'm going to push myself off. My arms still should be out into a T, the one that's still grounded. I'm going to get a nice stretch in that shoulder and chest, and then switch to the other side. Okay, I'm going to do 10 total. So each one, I'm going to hold that for about 5 seconds or so. After we finish those 2 mobility exercises, we're going to move on. And if you've noticed at the end of our warm-ups, we've been usually doing a little bit of handstand work. So for today, our handstand strengthening is going to be 30 shoulder shrugs. So no matter what position that you get in, depending on how strong your handstand is already, the focus is trying to drive our shoulders nice and strong towards our ears and then relaxing them back down. So ideally, when we get into our handstand, we can drive our shoulders to our ears and be in a nice strong position once we actually get up there. So it'll look like if you're in a down dog, driving those shoulders up to the ears, relax. And then you can make it harder and harder by putting your feet up onto a box or kicking up into a regular handstand. I don't have anywhere comfortable to kick up in my garage. So if you do have a wall to kick up to, you're just in a regular handstand doing those shoulder shrugs from there. If you can't do all 30 in a row, that's fine. Kick off, shake it off, and then do sets of 10 to 15. The first thing for the day is going to be some accessory strength work. So with our strength, we're going to do a little upper body pump in. Okay, so we need a little pulling and a little tricep extension work here. We're going to start off with 21 reps, laddering down by 3 until we hit 9. So 21, 18, 15, 12, 9 of a row on my left side. So I'm going to do 21 on my left side and then 21 on my right. For the row, you can go into a forward lunge, rest your forearm on your thigh, and then we start to pull from here. So shoulders locked in. I pull that bell a little bit more towards my hip than my armpit, keeping that elbow nice and tight to the side. Okay, so 21 total reps. If we can't get all of them in a row, that's fine. Break them up into multiple sets until we hit 21. Then I'm gonna switch, do the same thing on my right for 21. Tricep extensions are my last exercise. I'm gonna take that single bell or kettlebell overhead. From here, elbows tight. I'm gonna go to about 90 degrees or maybe a little bit deeper at my elbow, and then extend up until I lock out that at the top. After I finish my round of 21, then just rest as you need to here. Move on to a round of 18, and then continue to work down by threes until we finish through 9. Okay, after we get done with that round of 9, our Metcon today is gonna be a 20-minute AMRAP of 4 different exercises. Okay, there's a lot of different variations depending on the weights that you have for today's workout. We have 7 burpees, 14 double dumbbell deadlifts, that's a mouthful, 7 clean and jerks, and then we have 40 double unders or 80 singles to finish it. The different variations here, everyone's doing 7 burpees, the 14 double dumbbell deadlifts. If you don't have 2 dumbbells to work at the same time, we can still do a single dumbbell or single kettlebell for the deadlifts. Or if you have a barbell, we can turn this into a different style of workout and load that up a little bit heavier. Thinking about our clean and jerk weight is going to be the limiting factor for what our deadlifts will be. Okay, so speaking of that, moving on to our 7 clean and jerks. So if we have 2 dumbbells or kettlebells, you just start off to the side, clean, and then jerk, okay? If we have a single bell, we can increase that just to 8 reps and do 4 on the right, 4 on the left. If we have a bar, again, we can move that weight up a little bit. This is gonna slow the workout down a little bit, but something we can do touch and go for 7 reps with a really short break as we drop it from our jerk. And then everyone's staying with their double unders or singles, just trying to AMRAP that and get as many rounds as we can in that 20 minutes. So remember, if you're a little bit on the lighter side with a dumbbell or kettlebell and you only have 1, we're gonna really push the pace here. It's gonna turn it into more of a cardio blast. If you have the double dumbbells and kettlebells or a barbell, it's gonna be a little bit slower, thinking about taking breaks after each one of those, but still trying to go unbroken on our reps, but finding a little bit better of a pace for that first 10-minute piece, see how we feel, and then adjust in that next 5-minute piece and just hang on so that we can turn it up in that last 5 minutes of our 20.